Hey, first-time home buyers. Out of all the questions that you're going to have, let's start real simple. How much cash do I need to get in that house we really love? And second, if I get in it, what's my total monthly payments going to look like? Okay, let's start with the upfront cash. So the cash that you're going to need at closing is going to be the total of your down payment plus your closing costs. That's what you'll be bringing to the table. Let's talk about closing costs first. All of your closing costs will be estimated for you on what's called a closing disclosure from your lender. That'll happen when you meet the lender and you get pre-qualified for a loan. By the way, first things first, always meet a lender of your choice or get with your agent and select a great local lender and get pre-qualified. You will get a final accounting of all the numbers on a final CD just before closing. So let's take a look at a closing disclosure and see what you can expect. So here we have a closing disclosure that was done just this past year, 2024, for a buyer client of mine. And so this will give you a kind of a rundown, if you look top to bottom, just on one page quickly here, of a breakdown of all of your closing costs. At the beginning, with your loan officer, when you get pre-qualified, this will just be estimates. But as you get down closer to closing, and this was like the day before closing, and I found an error on it down here at the bottom and had to make sure that they got that off for my client, and then that was corrected. But then you get the final numbers that you'll sign off on at closing. Let's just go through them quickly. I won't hit all the details this time. We're just going to give you a quick overview. So your closing costs, they start off with your lender's fee. These are loan costs here at the top. You'll see this figure up here is what we call a loan origination fee. Every lender is going to have one. You can pay loan origination fee and or discount points depending. That's another subject for another day that we can discuss, discount points. Anyway, in this case, there's your loan fees right here. Right here you have appraisal fee, credit report fee, flood cert, these fees total right there. Then below that, we have a big grouping of fees. A lot of these are in preparing for your closing. Like right here is a settlement fee, and this one is to your attorney or closing company. This one here is to your attorney or closing company, and that's what they'll charge to do the work of preparing and getting your settlement done. There's also title search fees, wire transfer fees. You can see all these different fees in here. These are standard fees that you will be paying for any closer, settlement company, or attorney in Charlottesville to close for you. So you see they give you totals in all these, and then the subtotals down of all those columns is right here. Let's keep going. Below that we have recording fees. There's a recording fee for your deed. You can see that. A recording fee for your mortgage or your deed of trust. You can see that. This is recording these documents in the locality's clerk's office so that it'll be there on public record. You also have transfer taxes for your locale and then transfer taxes for the state. Down here, you're going to pay 1 year of your homeowner's insurance premium up front. And then this little area right here is prepaid interest. We can talk about that more in detail in another video. Down here, you have your escrows. They get some homeowner's insurance escrows and property tax escrows. And this is because within your monthly payment, your homeowner's insurance will be paid when the bill comes due from your lender, and so will your property taxes. So they have to collect some to get them in order. And down at the bottom, here's owner's title insurance. You can see that right there. We can talk more about that in another video. And then there's an error here, which I caught just the day before closing, so I got back with the attorneys and they got it off of there. But you can see on this one, on this initial closing disclosure, the bottom line, this house price was somewhere around the $330,000 range. And at the end of the day, the final closing cost totals were more like $10,000, right at $10,000. So I would say, as an estimate, just for you to keep in mind, if your first purchase is going to wind up being somewhere between, let's say, $350,000 and $400,000, just be expecting something like between $10,000 and $11,000 of closing costs total, and you should be good. So now we have an idea of your closing costs. How much you'll be putting down is the next question. Obviously, it depends on how much cash you have available
and what kind of mortgage loan that you're going to qualify for. For conventional loans, usually about 5% is the minimum down payment. And remember, if you put anything down less than 20%, you will pay what's called private mortgage insurance. The private mortgage insurance you would pay is added onto your monthly payment, and it's a graduated scale depending on how much you put down. So in effect, the more money you put down, the less PMI, private mortgage insurance, you pay. The PMI amount is added to your monthly payment, and you can get it removed once your mortgage balance is 80% of its original value. If you qualify for an FHA loan, the minimum down payment there is 3.5%. Now they have PMI too, but they call it MIP because they're the government and they can. If you're a veteran, you can qualify possibly for a VA loan, which has zero down payment. Now they have what's called a VA funding fee, and that is added back into your loan amount. Finally, there's the USDA loan, and that also allows zero down payment, but you have income guidelines that you have to meet on that one. So between the loan type you're using and how much available cash you have, the down payment plus the closing costs will be the total that you're going to bring to closing at settlement. Now let's look at estimates of your monthly payment using Freddie Mac's mortgage calculator.
Well, now let's look at your monthly payment, your total monthly payment, using Freddie Mac's mortgage calculator. So here we are in the calculator, and actually if you want, I'll get you this address. It's actually myhome.freddiemac.com. They've got great calculators, and here's one of them. It's a mortgage calculator. So what I'm going to do, let's just look at this. We're going to start at, let's say your purchase price is $400,000. Let's say you're putting 10% down, 30-year note, and we're going to use a 6.8% interest rate right now. You can see right up here on your monthly payment, this is just an average. They're coming up with a ballpark average here because they don't know what exact homeowners insurance is going to be or exact property taxes are going to be, but they're averaging, they're saying just under $3,000. So you would have a $2,953 monthly payment total based on a $400,000 purchase price, putting 10% down with these rates. And you'll see here, principal and interest makes up the large portion of it. Taxes and insurance are collected because the lender pays them, and they're here and here. Well, taxes and insurance are here, and then your private mortgage insurance is right here. That's $252 of private mortgage insurance added on top of your monthly payment. So we want to get that out of there as quick as possible. And you'll see, I'll show you in another chart we're going to go to after this one, if you can put down more than 10%, so think of this right now. This is at $252, you're adding on to your monthly payment. Let's say you could put 15% down. What does that take you to? It was $252, and now it's, whoa, that's down to $102. Hey, you can see pretty quickly, it gets important the more you can put down. If you went to your lower limit and said, well, all we got is a 5% down right there, whoa boy, okay, you're paying $380 tacked onto your mortgage payment of principal and of private mortgage insurance. So you can see quickly where if you could have more time to save up more money and put more down, not only do you pay less PMI, but you also have a lower loan amount. So it benefits you in two ways. So we'll see over here to the right, just we were talking about before, what your total monies you'd be bringing to the table. So in this scenario, with a $400,000 purchase price, you'd be putting, well, let me back it up, excuse me. So in this scenario, with a $400,000 purchase price, you'd be putting 10% down. So that would be $40,000. That's your down payment. And as we estimated before, that at $400,000, I would say it's reasonable to say your closing cost total will be somewhere between $10,000 and $11,000. So if we just use 10 or 11, then you could say 40,000 plus 10, that's $50,000 or $51,000. That would be the total monies that you would be bringing to the table for this type of loan, this amount. Now, if you look at, I just want to show you one more thing on the PMI. So we're going to go over here to Freddie Mac's private mortgage insurance calculator. This one's really intriguing. Here, look at this. This just shows the value of putting more money down. This has the same figures in here that we put in, $400,000, 6.8% rate. So you'll see right here, if you put 5% down, you're paying $365 a month for private mortgage insurance. If you could put 10% down, it drops it to $234. If you could put 15% down, it drops it to $95. What a big savings. And on each one of these, progressively, the loan amount's lower. So you get the benefit of less PMI and you get the benefit of a lower loan amount that they're calculating your mortgage on. So very important, save up as much money as you can. It'll put you in the best position.
If you're a first-time home buyer and you have specific questions, you can always bounce it off me and I will get you a direct answer. My name is Maury, and I've helped first-time home buyers get great deals on their home purchases since 1990 in Charlottesville and all 7 surrounding counties. Let's chat and get you on a good path right away.